Yeah. Van Glorious. Vanguard.
Knowledge born.
Yeah.
United Front.
Kelly.
What you want, what you want, what you want.
To the knowledge. Ready. Yeah.
Got dot.
Work hard as a slave to one day be your savior. The wave unwavering. This is a labor of love. Rise with a purpose every day. Invigorated. If we were on TV, we'd be 10 times syndicated. If we waited for validation, a paycheck, or accolades, we'd be starved, already lost, or ran away. But when you're square solid and you circle two, you don't need a place for silence. The concept is conquered through media, not areas of people activity. A mix that don't lose ethnicity. Tightness that don't lose elasticity. Explicitly, this isn't where we give the novice regard. Nah, this is where knowledge is born. Last time that I checked, I'm undefeated. Deliver edicts, can't resist when the gods build and manifest freedom. When lines get crossed, they may push a loss because they get handed a check. We kick the can and cancel your cancerous gestures. A prophet vision, precision, the prescription for the sickness is to inoculate your fate with the winning. Arrogant beginnings turn to humble endings. And UF with KBA is a win-win. 1K, 1K.
Peace and Black Power family. Welcome to another episode of Knowledge Born with the Science. After Midnight Edition. It's your brother, Knowledge Born Alive, here. Shout out to everybody who's tuning in from wherever you're tuning in. Let me go through my admin. Kind of got to get all my stuff together to make sure I'm good to go. Got to get in the habit of that. So let's go with it. Let's go. Well, wherever you're listening to, we need you to subscribe here. Subscribe. Hold up. www.youtube.com/Do the Knowledge Radio, DOTHAKNOWLEDGERADIO. Come over with your questions, come over with your comments, subscribe, go through the archives, share some videos, all of it. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things going on and a lot of things that will happen. We have some amazing interviews thus far and just some regular shows. You know, every so often I get opportunities like this on a late night, to just come through and, share the thoughts. So subscribe here, bring your comments, bring your questions. These other places is good to stream, but not good for your commentary. Oftentimes with StreamYard, I don't get to see these comments that you leave until, the broadcast is over. And I want to be able to interact as well with everybody. So the safest bet is to come over here on YouTube. So this is the link for the YouTube, www.youtube.com/Do the Knowledge Radio. So that's that. Check out our website, our e-commerce site, our hub site for all show-related information and also for our merchandise. So you go to www.doknowledgeradio.com and you click on Market and you can see our apparel that is there and everything. So, go over there, doknowledgeradio.com. You can see all of the show-related and merchandise-related stuff at our e-commerce site, hub site. So, go over there, support. Go over there, look around. Window shop. If you see something that you like, make a purchase. I mean, a little bit goes a long way over here, I guarantee you. So, go over there, check it out. You could also, donate. You could also reach out. It's, everything is right there. So make sure you go over there and check it out. DoKnowledgeRadio.com. As far as following this show, you can follow the show here at Knowledge Born Allah 357 on Instagram. Again, that number is one Allah 357 on Instagram. And on Twitter, you can follow the show on Twitter at Announce 115 on Twitter. See the information that's going on there. Stay in tune with the show by subscribing, following on the social media so you can see what's going on. You can make a donation to the station via Cash App, $_Allah. We don't want to keep this station going. We don't get any sponsors or ad revenue or anything like that. This is all self-funded. And it kind of reminds me of, what was that, PBS back in the day? And sponsored in part by viewers like you. They named the people that they were affiliated with in regards to their, who helps with their funding. And then they send in viewers like you. So over here, it's just viewers like you outside of, self-funding. So the sustainability for the last 5 years of this broadcast has been self-funded. You see what I'm saying? So, looking to add different things into the mix to, keep these communication operations going, to control our narrative and to paint a picture that facilitates a safe environment for African people to come and be their authentic African self, Black people to come and be themselves here on the platform. So we need your support, we need your help. You see what I'm saying? So you can donate via Cash App. And as you know, we are supporting 100 youth 5 days a week. And we could use the assistance with maintaining and that outreach initiative. So you can make a donation via Cash App, or you can make a donation via PayPal, paypal.me/Do the Knowledge Radio. Let's see what else I got. Oh, yeah. Looking for an interview slot. You can email us at DoNoWrestleRadio@gmail.com, or you can go to the hub site, DoNoWrestleRadio.com, contact us, or any of the social media, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Twitter. You can, reach out via DM, and let's do that. And if you're looking to book a series here, you can do so as well. DoNoWrestleRadio@gmail.com. Always looking to expand and welcome like-minded African people into our network who want to share their particular gifts, talents, stories, whatever. And, we're here. So whatever your chosen profession is, if you want to come and, share your story with our listening audience, you can do so. So we have those mediums. So we could get into this conversation and we could bring in the reason for the season to see what's going on this evening today. We got the assassin in the building. Sass, aka, I don't know what that. I'm not even gonna try that. I'm not even gonna try. It's too late for that. It's after 12 o'clock. I can't even deal with that. So we got the assassin in the building. Assassin.
Shalom. All you have to do is sound it out.
It's too late for
hard.
That. Yeah,
sound it out.
Nah. All of it. It's all gone.
For those who know. No. And for those who know, won't tell.
Okay.
Yeah.
We feeling do the right thing. It's right now. That's how we feeling. Coming in with that.
No, no. I was watching School Days. For the past like hour.
Uh,
So yeah.
you
But I
lose some
mean,
brain cells, huh?
it
Lose some
just
brain cells.
I like the songs on it. I grew up with that, so I like the songs.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing to say about that. It's cool. It's all right.
I know how you feel about those. But I mean, it's just entertainment. So
Yeah, just
nothing
entertainment.
to see here. Nothing to see here. Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing to see here. Uh,
Gamma, 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 pump, 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 pump. That's it.
he said he said your recent activities here are detrimental not only to the student body, but to our brothers and sisters in South Africa as well. And the Gamma Rays was like, meow. I love that. Meow. Oh my
Bugging
God. I
out.
never joined any of that in college. Yeah. Yeah, I never
Bugging
joined none of that,
out.
but I just always thought it was cool. Yeah. He played Big Brother Almighty really
Yeah,
good.
yeah. He did it. He did it. He did it. And so did he play
He
bugging
was,
out.
oh
Like,
my
you know what I'm
goodness.
saying? Like yeah,
He did. He did.
yeah.
He's good. He's good. Yeah, you have to give it to him. He's good. That's a good mixie right there.
And the dude, he
That's a
played. What's the dude? What's the reverend name? Because he was in that in this new series with Harlem. What's his name?
Here's a new series.
You talking about Keep the Faith? What's his name? Forrest Whitaker is playing Bumpy Johnson in that series. He plays like what's his name? It'll come back to me, but he plays the hell out of him too. You know, on the series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he says
Mm-hmm.
his name. What's his name?
Yeah, he played Big Brother Almighty. Yeah. I was looking for some movies or whatever and in Netflix and that was there, so I just clicked on it because I wanted to hear the music. So yeah. Yeah, that Stomp the Yard and You Got Served came from that movie.
Yeah,
That singing battle they had, that good and black, that good and bad hair, that was a battle. Okay, that was a dance battle, a song battle.
right.
It was crazy. Yeah, that's where all that came from. I'm saying, minus Fame, but you know, but Fame wasn't a battle. It's just that they were trying out to get into the school, so they had to go against each other until they were
Debbie Allen,
eliminated. I
right
like
there.
that. Yeah, I like
Debbie
that.
Allen.
When Leroy got up to dance, she was like, "Oh my God!" Like, wow, ugh. She was in the back like, "Oh, she had to grab her pearls." She grabbed her
Oh,
pearls,
Sweet
her
Roy,
imaginary
Sweet
pearls.
Roy.
Yeah, yeah, but she was feeling the way he was dancing. Though that was hilarious. Yep, everything wrong with Fame, but I love the movie. Regardless, so yeah.
Right, right.
Everything wrong with
Debbie's
it,
still
but
doing it.
it's okay.
Debbie's still doing it
She's still
right
dancing
now.
like
She can
that?
doing it right now. Yeah,
She's still dancing?
yeah.
She's like almost 80,
Yep,
right?
yep. Put you to shame out here. The shame, not the fame. To
Oh, I
shame.
haven't seen
Debbie.
yeah, I haven't seen that in a while. But then again, I don't pay attention to that stuff. Maybe I should. That would be nice to see.
Yeah, it's a lot. I
Yep.
was watching some old school. What was I watching today? Sugar Hill. Sugar Hill. It's a very, very important movie. Sugar Hill. Sugar Hill was
Just
like
a
the
love
truth.
TKO. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, his brother pushed him into his brother pushed him into stepping up his game.
Yeah, you got the strategist and you got the wild one. That was a perfect duo right there.
Mm-hmm.
When he wanted to be strategizing, it was time to say, "Oh, okay, all right, I'll listen to you." But when it was time for war, it was war. Like it wasn't none of that other shit. Just to get him motherfucker that smoke goggles. You know what I'm saying? Like, like they introduced him, and I think it was like The Principal, that movie, The Principal with Jim Belushi and shit back in the day. I think that was, I don't know. I'm sure he was in stuff earlier than that. Yeah, he was crazy.
He played Luther.
You know, so that never left him. Yeah, that never left him.
He told the principal, "You talk too much," and everybody starts cheering. He only said that's the only thing he said.
You're dead. You hear me?
That's the only thing he said at first. Yep, and that. Yep.
Louis Gossett up in there.
He said it's my school. Yeah, he said it was his school. Yeah, Lou Gossett was in there. Yeah, he got manhandled.
Gossett was like 70. Yeah, he was like 70 up in there. In the 80s, he was like 70.
No, he wasn't that.
I never seen him young.
He was pretty young then.
He was 90. He was 90. Him and Morgan Freeman, I ain't never.
Okay, see that movie. Okay, everything wrong with The Principal. Like, he was a piece of ish teacher at his old school with always white kids. Then he gets to the hood, and then he started getting manhandled. He got mad. So then he had to go show. He had to show his toughness, his whiteness. That's all that was.
The best
he genuinely
one of them
cared. No, he had no.
The best one of them spinoffs was Samuel L. Jackson, 187. Everything else was whack.
The Principal,
the Substitute, all that, Dangerous Minds, all that old weird shit when they want to.
No, I didn't like Substitute or Dangerous Minds. People like Dangerous, but the soundtrack is what reeled everybody in. But
Coolio,
The Principal is a classic though. Yeah, Coolio did that. It was all about the soundtrack.
Yeah, The Principal, definitely. That was the joint. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like that whole, all the rest of the little spinoffs was whack. Like the Tom Berenger shit, like all of that, like all of it was weird and it was whack. But Samuel L. Jackson did that shit in 187. He did that. That was like a B-rated movie, like The Principal, but it still was like boom. I'm saying he was getting the motherfuckers back. He had the cats in the class like wiggle your phalanges, and the cat's hands was all fucked up. I was like, oh, he went in. Like, yeah, this was crazy. Russian roulette and all that shit. Like, it was just nuts. Got stabbed up by meth in school. Meth hit him with the shank. Oh, slap. Yeah.
It's a lot of lessons.
Lean on Me was the greatest.
Of course. Yeah, but that was two different things though. I feel like it was two different type of movies though. I don't see it as it being the same type of It was ish. It was ish. That was the greatest school movie. That was the greatest school movie ever made. Which one was ish? Oh, okay. Yeah. It was two different lessons in there. So it ended up with I'm trying to remember. Anybody get arrested and Lean on Me?
Mr. Clark.
No, other than him.
Everybody else, he threw him out the school.
Like one of the kids, he threw him out the school, but he didn't call the police on them.
Yeah, nah.
Oh, because they didn't have no guns. Luce had guns. Yeah.
That lady said, "We going to the school board meeting tonight and we gonna vote your black ass out."
That's out of here. That's what she said. That's exactly what she said.
I was like, did they have a script for this movie? Nah, they couldn't. They just it was like, fuck it, just say whatever you want to say.
She was mad because he kicked her son out, and like, no, you have to teach my child or whatever. He said, no, I don't. But the school
Robert
board will
Guillaume.
kick you out because you don't get to do that because it's ran by the state, right? So,
Yeah.
um,
You see, Robert
she was
Guillaume
not
got,
on the
got
side
his
of
ass, right?
Yes, yeah. Didn't he fire him? Or
He was like, I'm that nigga in charge, not you. He said, come
Yeah.
on, let's go get something to eat.
right?
That is old school. You ain't gonna find nothing like that. You see what I'm saying? Like he's
No,
like,
I mean he yelled at him and and yeah, he yelled at him and put him in his place. But yeah. And then he was mad. He was upset. He was pissed.
yeah. He was steaming, boy. He was steaming. But he got that coat. He grabbed that suit jacket and went to go get something to eat, though, didn't he? He's like, come on, let's go get something to eat. Like right after, like nothing. Like yeah, I grew up with them gangster teachers. Please. They whoop your ass. They will beat your look, you flare up like all this old stuff today. Teachers can't they asking teachers to carry guns to school and they don't know what to do with the children. Yeah, okay. Come on with mine. My 8th grade teacher told me, he said, if you don't like it, you could go get your daddy and his 3 brothers. I said, why he keep saying that? And then I remembered, like, he was prepared to fight my daddy and his 3 brothers. Like, it comes to you, like, it makes sense. Like why he just keep saying this shit? Like, open up, like, this nut-ass motherfucker was willing to fight your daddy and his 3 brothers. So he said he whoop your daddy ass and your uncles. I'm like, damn. That cat was nuts. That was a good time, though.
I had a male black teacher before, so.
Yeah.
I think I can count how many black teachers I had. I can count how many. So.
Yeah, I
don't know nothing about that.
I had teachers, early on who cared. You see what I'm saying? Not early on, but early on they cared, so they gave it damn. And they taught my sisters and brothers that came before me and my sisters and brothers that came after me, my cousins and all that. So it was like your whole family got taught by them same couple of teachers. Had them devil teachers that was the devil, and they ain't hide that they was the devil. I had them black teachers that lived in our neighborhood, and you better beat them in school type of shit. So they ain't give a damn about your life.
I had a diverse group of teachers, and I
wish
that
you better be late.
I wish I had been taught, young to what I know today, because I'd have been questioning the hell out of them. Because I remember that lesson in 5th grade about the Untouchables. Yeah, about the Untouchables. I remember that she broke that down, and I mean, she left a lot of stuff out. So now, I go back in the day, I'm like, she left a whole lot of stuff out.
I got in all that trouble for questioning and fighting and all that other shit. Like, I think I could have did better without all that unnecessary suspension and ass whoopings.
No, my daddy wasn't. No, I didn't test my father. Like, I would never do that. Like, I was compliant in school all the way up to the end. So,
I ain't planning to test my mother. It just happened. I wasn't testing my mother at all. I was testing them teachers in school. Then I remembered, like, oh shit, I'm gonna get fucked up at home as soon as I get home.
But then again, I wasn't raised and I was raised to be compliant. You know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My mother used to be telling me, you right. Ain't nobody telling you you're not right. You know you're right.
Right.
You in a damn school. You're not there for that.
Yeah.
She used to tell me.
Yeah.
and whoop my ass, and I go right back to school and be right in it. Forget, like I would completely forget that she was gonna whoop my ass again if I did this again. You know? So yeah, it just happened though. But she knew, like she could explain it to everybody else, but she never told me. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's very important to tell your children, like in totality. Like I would hear her say it to other people, like, "Oh, he's a rebel and he stick up for the underdog and he don't like bullies and he'll fight." Like she got me, she understood it, but she would just whoop my ass. You understand what I'm saying? So I would never hear it from her directly, you know. So it was just wild, though. It was wild. And then she get on the phone, then my uncles come over, and it was just a whole party, you know. But I'm glad because I learned consequences. You see what I'm saying? I learned consequences along the way. And actually, she just made it. Well, they made it as a village rougher on children my age. So it was really just like that. They'd be like, oh yeah, we whoop his ass and he'll go outside and whoop somebody else's ass. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, this was crazy. It was crazy, but I came up a certain kind of way. Yeah, I'm thankful for it. But I just, I think I could have did without it. And for young black women, I think it's different. You know what I'm saying? It should be. You should have an easier, way to go. Learn how to defend yourself, learn how to articulate all of that, blah, 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 and prepare yourself. But it should be an easier way to go. It shouldn't be, the rockhead route that a lot of cats had to go through.
I fear my father, so I didn't, And besides, I was raised to be compliant. I didn't know anything else. I just knew basic stuff on how to get along. Basically clueless about anything and everything. But like right now, I'm very like protective over my girls. Like a teacher says something, I'm after school. Like, what happened? Like, huh? Okay, well, why do you think she would? Why do you think my girl would say something like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'm like one of those parents that do not take their word for it at all. I go get to the bottom of it. And most of the time, it's not even their fault. It's the school's fault. So, like, they'll call me, oh, she's not, doing her work. She's not blah, 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 and this and that. Okay. All right. Well, what work are we talking about? What's going on? What happened? Whatever. Like, I just don't go jumping on my kids. Like, I know people that do that. Just go don't even have the story. Just don't want to get the complaint and jumping all over their kids. That it's the other way around for me. I get offended when they call me, and I have to fall back like, okay, all right, you need to calm down, just find out what happened, because I don't go after my kids like that because I don't trust these people. That's probably what it is, but usually it be their fault. I found it's something that the teacher isn't doing. And we get to the bottom of it. They complain about your kids all the time, but how come you don't call me saying good things about my child? You know what I'm saying? Like I'll flip it back on them.
Yeah, they don't got no time.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Blah, blah, blah.
I can't.
Yeah, well, I say that. Don't call me with nonsense. I mean, you need to call me with
No, I'm
good
with
stuff
you.
too.
I agree. I agree.
I'll flip it.
Yeah.
I'll flip it.
Nothing.
I refuse to side with them. Like, I don't. And I know I don't have bad girls. But But they do get, the teacher will call with complaints.
They don't remember. Everybody got that convenient amnesia. They don't remember. What you doing to school today?
And people say,
I don't remember that shit. Like, they don't remember. They literally, they not even trying to deceive us. They don't remember. Most of the time, they don't remember that shit. Like, if it was, especially if it was early in the morning, forget about it. Unless somebody did something to them, they'll remember that. But all that, the extra stuff, like whatever they be talking about, I don't remember that shit. I remember that shit. I'm like, oh shit, damn. I hear my mother on the phone with the teacher, like, oh,
but people say,
oh, okay, yeah. So it was always, oh, okay, all right, yeah.
Yeah, see, Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, all right, and
Yeah,
then
that's
we'll
the
talk
goal.
about it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it because I'm not gonna jump on my
No,
kids like that.
my mother was coming to school. That was a double ass whooping because my mother did not believe that if her children were incapable of knowing how to behave. Because we behave well. I say me. I won't put everybody else in there. I behaved every place else. Home and school was the only places where I could go to war. You know, but if we was in a public place somewhere, anywhere, you wouldn't even know we was there. What none of that shit. None of it. Yeah. Imagine you showing out somewhere public and you embarrass my mother. You crazy as hell. Yeah, you trying to die. So, you know, this was a double situation. Like, so she had to go to school and listen to somebody tell her about her children. Like, she ain't never played that shit ever, 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 ever.
I don't like it.
So,
Like I catch
yeah,
offense to that. Like
honor roll and right. That's what I'm saying. So if it was all of that, the honor roll, gifted classes, all of that shit we was in, behavior, and it didn't matter to me. I was like, shit, I didn't give a fuck. Like, I was there. If If it was time, it was time. It didn't matter. Like I did stuff and thought about the consequences later. Like, damn, why I do that dumbass shit, and then I'll be right back doing it again. So
yeah, but I
that's
tell
that
my little
way.
one like you tell a teacher, call my mother. Like tell her to call your mother if there's a problem and it's something like you don't want to take off your jacket, you don't want to do this, something's uncomfortable. Tell her to call your mother. That's it. Just tell her to call your mother. If she don't call me, then there's no problem. So, and by the time they call me, then well, did she tell you to call me? You know, you didn't call me, so it's kind of like that. Like well, Sass, you believe everything your kids say? Yes, yes, I do. Yes, until they're proven. If it's till it's proven to be a lie, then I'll handle it. But until we talk to teaching everything straight, yeah, I believe everything they say.
I know what they
Yes.
do because I did it. Myself. Like I did it. So I know what they do. So if they did that, if they said they did something, I'm like, oh yeah, they did that. They did that. So yeah, I deal with that. You see what I'm saying? But any of the extra stuff, all of that, like nah. I got loud children. You know, they tall for their age. They voice carry all of that. They're different than the rest of them children that's in the classroom. So they're gonna be the center of attention. Regardless, and not having that proper cultural orientation when they see them other children, they see them little devils. They see their own children. So when they see these dark skinned children come into class, it's different. They see criminals who gonna compete with their children. So, you know, it's how it's supposed to be. This is why you're supposed to teach your own if you're in a position to do so, or invest in a community group where they go and learn. Gotta have that positive reinforcement. If you sending them into a negative environment, you have to counter that with positive reinforcement in environments where their brilliance and their education and their creativity is celebrated. Got to. Otherwise, you set them up for failure. You identify their weaknesses, like if there's issues and things that they got to work on, you identify them and you come up with a plan to turn those weaknesses into a strength. Just might need some extra time and some patience with that. But then you highlight and you celebrate all of the other aspects. This is how you deal with the totality. Otherwise, you got a rebel on both sides. And the last thing you want to do is be on the wrong side of the battlefield with your own children.
What
So
you think
you
about
gotta.
that? I mean, the homeschool is good and everything, but like, um, does it teach you how to deal with different types of people? Um, like the public school does. Like how to deal with these outsiders. It's that's just not something you get with the homeschool though, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
I think a little research will help in regards to this is where your community comes into place. You have to have a place that encourages this type of positive reinforcement. You can find it. You see what I'm saying? Like there are people that are retired, they retired educators and stuff like that. They worked in the school system. And honestly, a lot of them retired because they just had enough of having their hands tied with wanting to actually teach. They loved the children. It was hard for them to leave the public school system, but the public school system was the problem, not the children. It bred the teachers and the children that were, rebellious. You see what I'm saying? So getting a few of them together and then saying, hey, we could bring these children, these 10 to 15 children there. So if you could pay for daycare, you could pay a teacher. Because they're force feeding all of this kind of stuff through these curriculums, and people with old school tradition, they don't really deal with any of that stuff. You're not going to try no foolishness with them teachers or anything like that. So empowering those people and then having young people come along and back in that responsibility, you got a co-op, you got a schoolhouse type of mentality. So everybody is there, everybody has a job. Like you can put that all back together. I've seen it work brilliantly in different places. So for the diversity and for the interactions and things like that, that we say that we send our children to school for, we really just send them there as fucking daycare. It's daycare that our tax dollars pay for. So if it ain't, we start off very, 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 very wrong with our children when we send them to these other places that don't have the cultural value systems. Now, if you have a spiritual inclination and you're sending them to a particular place that is aligned with what you do in your household, that's one thing. But if you sending them there as sheep amidst the wolves, you're gonna get what you're gonna get. And you see that every year when they start getting this reward and they start to look to them, you just created a war in your house between two generations. So they come home, what my teacher said, what my teacher said, what my teacher said, what my teacher said, what my teacher said. Now you gotta fight back for the mind of your child from the clutches of a teacher. That's like a one-night stand for them. It's from one grade to the next grade. And then they replace that teacher with another teacher and that teacher for another teacher. So you got to kind of unify the minds together and come back in a space to where you understand that they go out there, but you have them out there equipped for battle. You see what I'm saying? And you've got an open line of communication for them to bring it back and not close-minded off, because in that situation, it causes further rebellion and further divide. So even if it's not full time, if you could just do something like after school or something on the weekend or whatever the case may be, to where it's a thing that counters the improper propaganda that they're getting, that indoctrination that they're getting. You see what I'm saying? Like something to where it's in an environment that celebrates their identity. They won't be in a position for identity crisis. So just being mindful. Those were some of the things that I learned along the way, and it led to my commitment in regards to consciousness. We had people that would watch you. We had people in the community that would watch you, and they would pay attention to what you're doing and who you are, and then they'll pull you to the side and lace you with some information. They'll take you places. I went to the museums and all of that. You see what I'm saying? Because there was a brother in the community, him and his wife, they took a liking to certain of us, and they showed us other places. You see what I'm saying? They shared with us information that they didn't share with everybody else. So it's in regards to acquiring and reaffirming that through like some reinforcement, positive reinforcement, to where you shape and mold your identity. You can't say you didn't know who you were, you know, if you were in that environment. If not, all you had to rely on is whatever the circumstances that you were in. So education was something that we took very serious in the household. And what I found is that I was too prepared for school. And going into school, a teacher, you had to deal with a teacher's, kind of ego in regards to them not wanting you to show them up, or them actually not knowing what to do with you, because you didn't color. Like I went to kindergarten, like, I spoke two languages. I was writing in cursive, and I knew, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division because everybody was there before me already. I had three older siblings, and my aunt was over there. So you were gleaning from grown people conversation and how we were raised culturally. It was certain, completely different. We would shift and walk through these things. So you can't just have a regular child just show up to school and he's just supposed to color. I had a suit and a briefcase going to school. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like, in those situations when if you don't have that young mind going into that environment prepared, you just say, oh, just go to school or whatever. You kind of put them at a disadvantage going along because you're thinking that everybody's going to be able to do that because this is what's happening in your home. So a lot of them conversations and things like that for me, I think could have been avoided if those conversations were had and I was properly prepared for the environment that I was going into. I was prepared in my neighborhood, for Mortal Kombat. You understand? There wasn't nothing else going on aside from them little pockets where somebody might teach you karate, somebody might teach you to box, or whatever the case may be, and these other cultural points you would get from certain people. But as far as the education system and that goal, like hell no. I was like 7 years old, reading Dr. Jawanza Kunjufu's, countering the conspiracy to destroy black boys. So I knew what was happening, what was waiting for me, over there. But I'm still 7. You understand what I'm saying? So, some of that counterbalance could have did, some justice.
Cultural diversity is forced. It's a stumbling block. Um, Now, the American University in Cairo, it says here in 1998, a faculty member's experience at the American University of Cairo reveals that pluralism and tolerance are Western concepts, even within the college curriculum. National identity affords cultural stability. I like that, right? And it says where the American melting pot experience is the national identity of Egypt is challenged by the same assumptions. So they find it as a challenge. And I look at South African higher education systems. And basically, it starts off, this is a peer-reviewed journal. It says, increasingly, the social, educational, cultural, linguistic, religious, and racial diversity of South African society is finding expression within the institutions of higher education. Consequently, diversity issues and diversification, popular concepts in American academic discourse have become part of the higher education debate and policy and pose new challenges to the South African tertiary institutions. So you find that problem there. So that's just two. Okay, so you got one where, it's basically Arab. So I looked at that, and then I looked at predominantly Black country like South Africa, same issues. And they all point to this American melting pot, which is having trouble with diversity. Every time you look at something happens, something bad has to happen in order for them to institute some sort of cultural diversity program, even in the school. They call it anti-bullying in the school system. And it's usually because somebody being bullied because of who they are usually. And so they have to institute that thing and blah, 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 right? It's not an easy thing. It's forced. It's forced because it's not natural. Okay, that's only two I looked at. Now, if I look now, when I look at um Western, they're pointing to Western, calling it Western thought, right? So when you look at Western philosophy, it speaks a lot about education, right? And when you look into all of those things, all of those Greek thinkers, they have opinions on education, but you never read anything about diversity in it. So is it Western? Uh, no, it's a concept that's forced. Cultural diversity is a forced concept. It don't belong anywhere.
Right.
You know, so I guess your children will have to learn it by being around other people, how to deal with other people. It's not something you're going to get in homeschool. That's one of the things you're not going to get through homeschool. If you have your own little village and you're raising your own kids, they're not going to have that outside how to deal with other people. And unless you're teaching directly how to deal with other people in a certain way. But
they should. Why wouldn't they?
Right. Well, a lot of these homeschooling groups don't deal with that. They just don't deal with diversity. They don't have to. So it never comes up. It's not an issue. And the school system don't deal with it either until it becomes a problem. Or the corporate world. It doesn't become an issue until it's a problem.
Our people, no two of our people are the same. So you got to look at diversity in that scope, you know, from learning styles, from actualizations, from their cultural background, from their home bringing. You can get 10 children in a room and they all got 10 different, you know, political systems that start in their home. So that's the diversity. And if you can deal with those diverse people that's amongst you, you can deal with the world. Your culture is supposed to shape your worldview. They don't try to figure out how to, you know, deal with us. They know how to deal with us. They're trained to deal with us. They come from these other places and they say, oh, let's make money off these black people. They know that. You see what I'm saying? They know who comes there. They're like, oh, they have nothing for themselves. We provide everything for them. This is our interaction. There's no social lines that they cross for the most part.
That's not, yeah, but that wouldn't be diversity. That would be business, right? That wouldn't be diversity. I mean, it's
that's how they show it. But this is what it is. What else is there? There's nothing else. This is a commercial situation where people interact with people from other cultures for business purposes, not personal. There's nothing personal about any of these interactions. We bring personal to these business relationships and we get it twisted. You see what I'm saying? Like what in whatever regard it is, it's never personal, it's always business. And we see it more often than not, that these are all business interactions. These are all transactions. Ain't no love in there, none of that shit. They there on a mission, especially with our enemy. You understand what I'm saying? So if we are like, we're in a position that we're in because we don't look at it in that same kind of way. I thought such and such was my friend. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you know that shit. Like, you heard it before. Like, there's no friends. So it has to be on a level of a business interaction. Always about some business. Otherwise, when it gets personal, you'll see the true color.
There's only certain people that deal with us like that. It's not all people, and all people won't take our money. That's a fact. So, because I can, off the top of my head, tell you who deal with us directly. It's not everybody. So they don't deal with diversity like that. So this is the only country where, they're right. America is the melting pot. It's a forced thing. It's a stumbling block. It is. There will always be a problem with it. There will always be a problem with it. Why? Because it's not natural. I mean, and these are colonized countries I'm talking about here, and they still not accepting of diversity like that. How are they not dealing with other people when there's other people in their country? We know this, and they're having a hard time with it, and then blaming it on America, and it's becoming a burden on them because America does it.
America ain't no melting pot. It's a pot where everybody's cooked separate in the same pot.
No, no,
They don't
you
put
know what I
no.
mean. It's the concept, of
Yeah,
diversity, like,
right.
it being
Because that's
accepting
a
of
right.
everyone.
That's a business, right?
When we know it's a lie, but yeah.
Yeah, that's a selling point. That's the excellent selling point. You see what I'm saying? Like you market this with Lady Liberty and bring us you're hungry and you're poor and you're tired and blah 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 blah. Yeah, like no, but we know the reality of it. Like they were
Yeah.
calling for people. They like it was so crazy. If you look at where's my book at? One day I'll go through that little timeline that Dr. Amos Wilson broke down in Blueprint for Black Power. You'll see that not even the European wanted to come here. They had to be incentivized for them to leave where they were to come here. And then they had to set into motion assimilation processes to get people to actually want to be here. So you get these people, like America is a satellite from all of the people from around the world that ain't from here. So whoever's from here ain't shit either. It's a satellite from all these nations that come here to do business. And 80 to 90% of what they garner from their business is sent back to their nation. They ain't got no loyalty or no allegiance to here at all.
Yeah. Most international students go back home. Yes.
Right, because they were sent.
Mm-hmm.
They were sent, and they're there, and they stick in their groups, and they don't really be fucking with you like that.
Yeah, and they get first choice over the homeborn. We saw that just recently. Department of Immigration changed it, saying it's okay for them to stay. After they put their foot down, it was like, no, y'all gotta go. If it's going to be online, there's no need for you to have a visa up in here. You gotta go. Bye. And then they got upset. But they got
The
people
money.
on their side. The people who they're paying
How
off
much did I
got
pay?
up there.
Yeah.
The people they're paying off got up there, started yelling and screaming, and then now they got their way. Yep, and these people will be getting these classes before the homeborns.
Right.
So forget about the homeborn,
Because they can pay.
Right.
Because they can
get grants.
pay.
So right.
They don't even need to get no grants. They can pay. Like the most 90% of the people who come that's foreign exchange.
No,
they
pay
their tuition in full.
No,
yeah,
right,
the
homeborn.
Yeah, like the homeborn is welfare.
Carry.
Yeah, the home.
Right.
Yeah, it's welfare. Mm-hmm. It's debt. You see what I'm saying? So this is how they sustain it on this side with debt. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
With that's real slavery. That's real servitude. With debt over here, they encourage debt over here, and over there, there's a clean break. You see what I'm saying? And so it's like, okay, we make money on this side through servitude, and this one it comes in the door, straight up in the door. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, for a 4-year education, it costs this much, and they pay it outright. Mm-hmm. So it's none of that other extra stuff. You see what I'm saying? Over here, a 4-year education is on loan, it's on grant, it's on scholarship. So a social welfare situation.
Yeah. Think that 13th Amendment. That you think that 13th Amendment, because once again, it's not about the abolition of slavery. It's about anybody who born here is a citizen. So, they come over here, they have a baby, they get to stay and do whatever they want, and then they go back and forth. They got this dual thing they got going and everything. It's just making it easier for even international people to do whatever they want here, and profit more than people who are already here. And when I say people already here, it'd be Black people, so whatever, it doesn't even upset me. I just know what it is. And then, I like when, we have these conversations, and especially having it with other people, and they don't understand why Black people are just not going to college. Like, they just don't understand. Well, don't they want better for themselves? Don't they want this? And don't they want to learn that? And blah. I'm like, well, you can go to a library and learn whatever it is they teach in college. Right? You could just go to a library. I know a lot of smart people who didn't go to college. They know everything. You know, they could teach you about anything. They know, you know, as far as I'm concerned, the scholars, you know, I said we got street scholars, of course, and stuff like that. But they don't understand that, you know, Black people are not going to go into debt and not be guaranteed some sort of compensation once they're finished, you know, and be stuck. And that's just the reality of it. You know, why go to college when when only a few of us are able to compete or will get in, you know, and that's where the tokens come into play. And some people may say, oh, that's an excuse, whatever. It's not. It's not. It's just a fact. And we already know that people who go to college are, you know, they pay more for college and being paid less when they get out. We already know that. That's across the board. So what do you think is going to happen for us? So I kind of think it's a smart thing for Black people to say, no, I'm not going to go to that school. And why should I do that when I know there's, you know, it's not fair. You know, the system is set up against me. I'll do something else. You know, and this is where I praise Booker T. Washington, you know, for what he was saying and what he was doing about what's the type of education, type of jobs we should be doing or whatever. So, yeah.
That's why I praise Nat Turner in the way that we do. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I praise him like that.
It's a smart thing, though. You know, it's why does going to college mean why does it make you somebody? Like, I'll never understand that. It doesn't guarantee you anything. It just doesn't. Most of the time you got to know somebody to even get somewhere. I mean,
It guarantee you some debt.
Yeah, guarantee you debt. Right. So why go into debt? I concur with that. Like, it's smart to me. I mean, and people use that whole thing. Don't you want to learn? Don't they want? You can go to a library and read. You know, people borrow my university ID and password just to get into the university libraries and the medical library and everything.
Yeah, them databases is priceless.
Right. You share. I share it. I share it. So, anybody can learn. If you want to learn, you can learn. Books are in the library. Everybody learns from books. Unless you travel, unless you're a world traveler. You know, I don't know too many world travelers like that, but, you know, you can learn from traveling as well and living amongst people. It's different ways of learning, you know?
It's a few of us world travel.
It's a few. It's a few that will go around. And I was reading about a sister back in the time of Ida B. Wells. She was she traveled the world. She was poor, but she traveled the world. She had just come back from Australia or something like that and couldn't find a job over here because of inequality, because of discrimination and things like that. So, yeah, I wouldn't waste my time either. I have degrees. But it's not gonna. It's so what? So what? It don't make me better than nobody. And it don't make me smarter than nobody either. So it is what it is.
Mr. West said
not getting into debt.
Harriet Tubman.
I heard that.
Mr. West said that Harriet Tubman. What did he say?
He said that he said she didn't lead. She said she didn't lead nobody out of slavery. They were still slavery. They had to go work for other people. She had them working for them working for the white man. They were still slaves. That's what he said. Now, he's being blasphemous, even speaking on it. I don't even know what made him come out his mouth to say that, though. I don't know what the conversation was or who what was going on. No, I don't know how I don't know the conversation. All I know is I heard his response. People tell me, "Did you hear what Kanye said?" I said, "Well, what did he say?" He said, "Harriet Tubman said," you know. And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I didn't hear the whole conversation, but I mean, I'm
He said
not
slavery
surprised
was
to
a
hear this from
choice.
Kanye. He said
Yeah.
stuff like, "Oh, right, right." That's what he said. So I'm not surprised that he would say something like that. I mean, but then again, it's his opinion.
Yeah.
It's sad that he don't understand that he's in slavery. I don't understand how he thinks he's free for some reason. Didn't he see what just happened to Nick Cannon? Did he not see that?
Yeah, he said.
And how everybody who was caping for Nick changed their mind and came back with new statements, right? Did he not see this? I'm like,
he said what? Oh no.
Yeah. So yeah, they work. Yeah, I'm telling. Look. Entrepreneur I am, right? Right. Business owner I am, right? You still pay taxes to this man. I don't care how you look at it. You report into somebody. It is what it is. So stop it, Kanye. Stop. Stop it. I don't even know what to say to Kanye at this point. I don't know what to say to him. Maybe he's speaking out of what he wants it to look like for Black people. Maybe he's speaking like that. Maybe he stepped outside of the box, and that's all I can make of it. Is that he's stepping out of his body, looking at the situation, saying,
"Congratulations, Mr. President." That's what I want to do, Mr. President. Wake up, Mr. President West.
That's right.
Remember, he had the album with Bernie Mac.
Yes.
Wake up, Mr. West.
Let me tell you something. And he also filed his paperwork. He's running again. So he quit, and now he's running again. So I'm going to have to put my vote in for Kanye West.
Why he got the bulletproof vest on already?
Look, he know what's up. He understands. He ain't all the way gone. But yeah, we're gonna have to vote.
I don't think the teacup is not working all the way.
It's not?
No, it's not working all the way.
Oh.
It didn't work with Chris all the way. It didn't work. It didn't work all the way. They thought it took like everybody else, like his mind was strong.
Well, I think he in his right mind. I'm thinking that he's no longer, in his mind, he is no longer a slave. You have to get rid of the slave mentality in order to. I see what he's doing. It don't mean it's reality, but I see what he's doing. It's mind power. If you could see it, you could. How do they say it? You believe it, you can achieve it. How do you say that thing? I don't know how you say that, but
what Jesse said? Message Jesse. Not a Message Jesse quote.
Yeah, message. So he's probably doing something like that, which I get. But come on, Kanye. But then again, I mean, Black people are mad right now, screaming Black Lives Matter and all this other stuff. Yeah, they should be speaking the same way Kanye. Technically, they should be speaking as he is.
Are you sleeping in my class?
It's,
Wake up, Mr. West. Wake up, Mr. West.
And he's coming off as superior. Like, I'm above this slave nonsense. I'm above this Black people inferior thing. Hello, Black supremacy. So, I'm digging it. I'm digging now his comments. You're not gonna agree with everybody. You pick the best candidate, right?
Yeah, I'm voting for Kanye.
I'm trying to analyze him, and this is what I'm getting from him. I mean, I'm not mad at Kanye. He can say whatever he likes. He can say, Donald Trump can say what he wants. Biden can say what he wants. They won't get my vote, that's for sure. I mean, Black people have been voting for white folks all this time. Why can't you give it to Kanye? Now you're too good to vote Black. It's just, Yeah, his wife is white and everything and pretending to be mixy, but that's neither here nor there. We focus on Kanye, okay? We
Yeah,
focus on Kanye, all right? So if he could become president, why not?
yeah.
I'll be playing
That's
that
right.
song. Can't tell me nothing. Wait till I get my money right. So I'm gonna be playing that. Flashing lights, all of the lights, because that's all that means is
You're not playing it already?
Israelites. That's what it means.
You
I
ain't
play it
playing
all
it
the time because
already?
all this. If you look into the songs, he's talking about Israelites. Sorry, he is.
Is
Okay,
is
so
is
yes,
he?
yes, all of the lights, flashing lights. Yes, he's talking about black folks. So Kanye don't care about that Kim Kardashian. I don't either. She said that he don't help with the kids. I mean, what kind of wife come out in public and say stuff like that? And then Kanye went and hold her shopping bags. I mean, he's like the worst husband on the planet. He don't care about her. I think he had this. I think he had this plan, wanting to run for president. I need a white wife to do it. I need a white
Feeling
wife to
like
do it. So
Katrina the
that's what
Alcina.
because right, because I ain't gonna have anybody endorse me like they did Obama. Obama was put there, right? And you know where he come from. So yeah,
Wait,
he don't have that type of thing like Obama has. So Obama could get away with conveniently having a black wife when all he dated was white women the whole time. But hey, what do I know?
wake up, Mr.
That's kind of
West.
suspect to me. Yes, it's kind of suspect to me.
Suspect.
All your girlfriends was white, and then all of a sudden you pick Michelle. Like I don't even like. It was conveniently something don't sound right, but it's okay. Whatever. Odd. So maybe this was a strategic move. I don't know. And people say, and then you got black people coming out, which is really sad. Saying that all Kanye is doing is splitting up the vote, and he's making a mess, and he's blah blah blah. I mean, no, you're supposed to shut your mouth and say, "Go Kanye West, Kanye West for president." That's what you're supposed to say. Why?
What
Because
they
he's
supposed to
black.
do?
Because he's black. That's why. That's the only thing that matters.
What they supposed to
That's
do?
all that matters. Like, what they're
What they
supposed to. They're
supposed to do?
supposed to say. They're supposed to say Kanye for president. That's what they're supposed to say. Like, look, it don't matter. He's black. All the corruption and all that black people know, and all of a sudden they want to get all righteous now. Like, oh, he's not qualified. He's not. He's a dud. He's stupid. He's just a rapper. He's just a producer. He's a piece of ish. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, you've been black all your life, voting for white people for president all your life. What are you talking about? So black people need to stop it. Just whatever. You can get a Donald Trump for president. You can have a Kanye too. Why not? Why not? Anybody can be president. They're elected in. It doesn't go by merit. It don't go by anything. It's about who you like, and that's about it. Right?
Right.
And I thought
Right.
Donald Trump would make a good president because he's a businessman. That's what I thought. He's a businessman. He would know. And he is a bit. The decisions, the stuff that's coming out of his mouth. Yeah, a businessman would say. Yeah, everybody go back to school because the economy is gonna you're all gonna suffer if you don't. Y'all all need to go back to work. You all need to do this. That from a business standpoint is right. Oh, but he should care about the people. Blah blah. You see what your government said? Your government said that the government should not be a place where you depend on. That was said about, I don't know, 3 weeks ago. So hello, your Congress said that. So if you fall into trouble, and I see a lot of people falling into a lot of trouble now, like a whole lot of people, it's crazy. You know, my finance group, people crying and carrying on and stuff like that. It's crazy. But guess what? And they waiting for, guess who they waiting for? They waiting for handouts from the government. These are all people who said that you shouldn't be dependent on the government. This is all people who said that poor people are lazy and just want handouts. Now they all wanting handouts. It's funny to me. It's actually hilarious. But guess what? Black people, we've been through this so many times. We already know how this go. And we good all the time. We good all the time. We don't have these problems. We literally can run on nothing.
Wake up, Mr. West.
Can you imagine if he became president? Could you imagine that? Like, I can. I wake up with a smile on my face every morning. And he's considered to be a radical cultist, Christian, like a super Jesus freak too. Oh, that's wonderful. That's actually good right now.
They talking noise about him too. You got that bulletproof vest on. You got water in his hand. You know everybody always talking.
Bulletproof vest, he better. Look, he know what's up, man. He's black. He ain't forget that. You know. They said, well, some people analyzing it saying that this will help Trump get votes since he'll take it from Biden or whatever, because black people are silly. We vote on how people look. Absolutely, we do, and that's what we're supposed to do. People that look for people to look like us. Yes, that's how it's supposed to go.
Nice.
Huh? They make it seem like that's a bad thing. It's not. You know, I had to educate some black people. I said that's actually the right thing to do. You want a leader that look like you, right? Yeah. Okay. There you go. When did that become a wrong thing? Now, if this was a black country and we had two black people running for president, then you can get technical and break them down. That's that's that diversity you're talking about, right?
If you can hear me, Mr. West. Yeah, right. Mr. West, if you can hear me, cut the check, Mr. West. That's it. You ain't got to talk about it. You talk about it.
I don't even vote, but if Kanye West on the ballot, I think I'm gonna have to go vote.
Cutting the check will save America. Not from judgment, but
Sash, you don't make
from
any
an
sense.
economic,
You don't make no sense.
An economic standpoint. Cutting the check will save America.
All black, everything.
If they want to make
all black, everything.
Pay reparations. That's it. Check. Cut the check.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
Mr. West. Cut the check, Mr. West. That's it.
Cut the check.
Yeah. Telling you.
For
First
him to
day in
say something
office,
off
I'm
the
tired.
wall like that, you know.
First day in office, I'll be lined up. I need $100 trillion right now, today. You can't do it? Oh, you fired. All right, you go in there and cut the check. I'll be delivering the checks myself.
Oh my
I'll be
God,
like,
one of my girls.
fire up Air Force One. Let's go. Yeah. Check.
Listen to this. Listen to this.
I'll be
Do they
landing in
really
the
think
hood like, yo,
these bad?
yo, what up? What up? I told you I was coming,
Do they?
motherfucker. Where my chicken at? My bad.
They so funny. These memes be so funny. Do they
What the
really
meme
think
say?
these badass kids won't purposely cough on each other if these schools reopen? Purposely cough on each other. Yeah, you know they will. You know they will. I mean, man, they don't want to go back to school. These kids don't want to go back to school. You know, like, no, we want to stay home. And there's a handful of kids that miss their friends. My little one was like, "Oh no, I don't care about those kids now. Staying home. No, I don't need to go back there. I don't need to go back there. These children don't want to go back to school. They want to stay home. Purposely cough on each other. I'm gonna have to take my belt off. Yeah, I'm gonna take my. I wish one man. Don't let me catch you. Don't let me catch you.
What you gonna do?
Get the strap. Get the strap. Extreme. So they keep saying that, you know, the children are recovering from corona, that there's really no child deaths with corona or whatever. So if they do get it, they'll recover. And people are getting mad because their coworkers are not, I know, who get symptoms and stuff, and not telling the other coworkers. And the reason why is because they need their paycheck. They can't afford to go on sick leave, and people are not really thinking about that. And, you know, I have to bring to light, like, okay, maybe the person didn't say anything because they need their check. Oh, well, it don't matter. Well, it don't matter to you because you got it like that, right? Oh my God. I mean, people, come on. This is, I mean, I don't, all of a sudden people don't
Tell them,
understand.
Storm.
Yeah. Like, they don't have no understanding about you see, now you see how many Americans are out of touch with other Americans. They're showing themselves.
That's right, Storm. Tell them, Storm.
And what I've learned with this pandemic is that it's giving people and businesses the ability to discriminate. You know, I noticed that, you know, refusing to touch them, you know, money and stuff. Now they got a reason because it's a pandemic. You can't come into the store because it's a pandemic. You can't, you know. It's evident. Whatever. Just give me my stuff. Yeah, just give me my stuff and I'll be out of here. I'll be out of your hair. You think I want to come to your store? No. You think I want to deal with y'all on a regular basis? No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't.
You got to make that hashtag right there. You make $1 billion.
Israel will prevail. That's right. So that's all I'm saying is Kanye for president.
Israel for president.
Kanye for president. He said that he was told that he would lose his music career if he ran for president. Now we have to keep our eye on that, because if he don't lose his career after this, then we'll know it was a setup. So I will remember to keep my eyes open. Yeah, I will keep my eyes open, and I'll remember that. Yeah, all of the lights. Yeah, that's what they call. Look, that's what they call Israelites. Israelites for sure, lights. I know that's what my mores call Israelites lights. So, yeah, all of the lights, flashing lights. Yeah.
Flashing lights.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Negro light.
Negro. Remember on, I know you don't like school days. Remember when Virgil said, "You niggas," and they all was like, "Damn!" They all got offended. Like, wait a minute, damn, Virgil, calm down. He and one of the cameras was like, "Niggas, what is he talking? What?" Oh, that was funny. I like that because they got a reality check.
What he said in Sugar Hill, Ray Nathan, when that cracker was like, "I never even called you nigga." He said, "Here's for never calling you nigga." I love that fucking movie. I love that movie. That shit was great. He was like, "I'm afraid of you, Gus. I don't want no smoke with you, Gus." Da 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 da. Walked out, came back in with the strap, laid every motherfucking body down. Here's for never calling me nigga. Ha! I was like, this shit is classic.
How come it gotta be like that though?
Remember what the two brothers look? Bokeem Woodbine's character and Jason Lyric was the same as him. Don't hear what he said. Hey, that dude was the shit. I'm telling you. That dude was the shit. He was like, "Don't be coming at me. I took care of this shit." You know, like, he was like, "You see this? I took care of this shit." Bokeem lost it, boy. I'm talking, he went to that house. They beat his ass, cut him up. He came back on the motherfucker. Killed everybody out that bitch. She taking you away from me? I was like, damn, that's just two movies right there. Same kind of retaliation.
Yeah, we always gotta act right, like quote unquote act right. You know, no. Yeah. According to who? According to who?
We had one brother that was his way, the other one that wasn't.
That's why I be myself. Yep. That's why I be myself all the time. That's why I talk the way I do. I know correct English.
My man gave his daddy a hot shot.
I'm not doing it. Yeah, like
my man
it's
gave
crazy,
his daddy
man.
A hot shot. He put him out of his misery.
Right. We got to do us, right? We got to do us now.
He threw that African across. Look, Ray Nathan character, man. I'm telling you, better look at that shit. That motherfucker was the shit. We're gonna have to talk about Sugar Hill one of these days. Okay, that movie was the shit.
Yeah.
Or Buddy avenged his mama like he was supposed to. You avenged his daddy like he was supposed to. Like it wasn't nothing. Just like that. He told old boy, he said, "This is for my father." They thought he was a piece of shit. Like, "Oh, how did he do this to his daddy?" He said, "This is for my dad." He put his daddy out of his soul to do it, but he had to do it. He told old dude, he's like, "Don't worry, your big brother got you." Took care of that shit. They did that shit. They tortured goggles. They put cigarette butts out on him and all that shit. He got his ass. Ran right up in his house, smacked his bitch up, dragged him out the house, and left him for Romello. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like, nah. Looking back over the years, because said some tears. I said, you better get it. That was the first time I think I was loving that song. Another fight. Things ain't right. You understand? Shit. shooting that motherfucker up like they did his daddy.
You see how he slapped that white girl? You see how he did? And then she tried to fight back, and he had to hit her.
Yeah.
That's the first thing he did when he rolled up in there. Slapped her. Popped
Yeah,
her, pop.
because he already knew.
Yep. Pop.
All of that extra screaming. Yeah. Nah.
Then she got popped again. Pop.
Right.
They crazy. He had to pull out his gun on her.
Did it.
So she could shut her mouth. Yeah. She had 3 strikes. That was the 3rd time she was going to get shot. Look, I challenge anyone. I challenge anyone to go try to read an English book from the 14th century and come back and tell me about how I talk. Please do it. That's all. The end. The end. I got all my corporate jobs talking like this. So, whatever. And that's a fact. So, English is weird. Go back and read 14th, 15th century English. It's a hot mess. So be yourself.
Ain't have to do Teresa Randall like that.
So, what happened?
Oh boy, I have to do Teresa Randall like that. You know what I'm saying? You have to do it.
Well, hey, she was a casualty. You know.
She was out there messing around with that girl. That girl said, "Oh, don't mess with him," but she hooked him up with that basketball player that whooped her ass in there. Whooped her ass. Crazy motherfucker.
Well, at least it was a black girl. Okay, so.
Oh, Ray Nathan was right there too. Look, you see how the whole game goes? Oh, Ray Nathan was right there. Like, yo, you don't remember me? Ray Nathan Skuggs.
A lot of people don't like that movie.
You said what?
A lot of people don't like that movie.
Oh well, the hell with it.
Pointed out and pointing out the reasons why. I can see why.
What's the reasons why?
The reasons why. Oh, it was too low key of a movie. It was it was like a mild type of actionless. It wasn't. People say it's slow. Like it's slow. It is a calm movie. That's what I like about it. It's different.
The story was
very different.
It
was different.
It wasn't.
And it reminds me
violence. It wasn't none of that extra shit. It was real life. Like, this is the place. Look, he talking to his mother in the letter saying, the place that you wanted us to live, Sugar Hill, like that. The hill was it. That was some shit. Like, that was like high class, like moving on up. And how drugs had destroyed and cut through that whole little place. Destroyed it. You see what I'm saying? Like, and who controlled it? All that shit all comes in together. So that was a real story. You see what I'm saying? Like, this mother OD'd in front of them. That's a real story. Like, that's so many stories in the projects. You see what I'm saying? Like,
the vibe of the movie was like The Godfather. That's what I try to tell people. I said, how y'all gonna love The Godfather and not like Sugar Hill? I don't get it. Like, that's what I mean, like laid back and kind of slow, and it's not just typical black movie. And
with the old to the
and
jazz,
they just don't.
You got the Harlem Renaissance and all that other shit that everybody likes. Like, oh, like, what the fuck is? How do you miss that? And they hold like in that disconnect between the continent and black people in America. Like, nah, he was like, yo, I thought about it, it just won't work with a Kata. He's like, what is this Akata shit? Went right to the cut to the shit. Like, oh yeah, we about to fuck you up in here. Okay, like this is why it won't work, because we about to beat your ass. Like, yeah, it was amazing.
And they were on a whole different level. They was on a whole different level because even back then, I know how old I was when I saw the movie. My friends were in a different movie theater. I wanted to see that. I watched that by myself. I love that movie when it first came out. I made it my business to go see it, and it reminded me of Godfather type of vibe. And even at that time, you had homies on the block, wearing the current style back then, the stonewashed jeans and all that stuff like that. And they walking around in suits. They walking around in suits, dealing with business, with killers. They dealing with of the other nations. They're not dealing. It was on a whole different level. Okay, it was on a whole different, and I guess that's what that was. Why they weren't really feeling the movie, because I guess they couldn't relate. I guess they couldn't relate. I don't know, but the criticism was with the way the movie was going. It was too slow. I guess to the music. The scenes were dark.
That jazz was there. All of that. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, the scenes with the movie was dark. It was a dark movie. It was a very dark movie. It was purposely done that way. It's not for everybody. I'm telling you, it's not one of the movies people talk about. When you talk about black cinema, that never comes up. Sugar Hill doesn't come up. Not my type of conversations. It just doesn't. I don't know if it comes up in yours, but it doesn't come up in ours.
Yeah, they like all the fake shit, like where it's shit that could never happen. This was everything that happened. That boy graduated, top of his class. He had a full ride to go to school, despite all of that adversity that he went through. And he went on the day he graduated and killed the motherfucker that was responsible for shooting up his daddy. You see what I'm saying? It showed all of that whole little shit. The Italians' predisposition with black women, all of that. You see what I'm saying? It was all together, all that. One was a gangster. He died. The other one was the fucking police. This happens. Two brothers in a family under a father. All of these decisions that were made. So it's all a whole look into this whole little world. And just like we was talking about, what was it, yesterday? When you eating, somebody coming to see you.
Mm-hmm.
They coming to see you. Lolly came in that bitch. You seen the whole Jack Johnson situation where they wanted him to throw a fight. He threw a fight. He woke up a rich man. He took a fucking dive. So you see all of this interwoven shit where it goes and how deeply rooted it is in this culture. They mentioned Nicky Barnes and that shit and all that. It wasn't nothing. Look, all of that shit was there. That's a story of Harlem that they showed. And if you don't have that connection, I guess, then you'll rather see some shit that's out of place. It don't make no sense. You'd rather be running around talking about menace to society. You wasn't on no West Coast with none of that shit, so you don't know if that culture is true or not, or colors or any of the other stuff that was there. You wasn't there for none of that. This is something that's as close to you as possible. That's just fuck right there. And you saw retaliation, and they won.
Yeah. He said, "You know what you did?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah, started a war." That's what he said. We started a war. He said, "Yeah, I started a war."
Right.
So this brother said he knew what the implications were. I mean, it is what it is.
Right.
He said, "This is our."
He said 9mm.
That's what he said.
Right. He said 9mm. This is the flavor that they save around here, neighbor. He in there talking this shit nah, man, you can't tell nobody that shit. If you remember that movie Education, Sonny Carson, he was like, nah, we gotta lay it cool. He said, every time something happens, you say be cool. We be too cool, we gonna lose. And that was Harlem. You see what I'm saying? So it wasn't none of that. He ain't had no time for that shit because he you go to a motherfucker's house and tell his wife and speak about him in past tense. And you go to the funeral and you baptize his son. And then you tell them, the warlords peace. They don't hear nothing about that shit. Crazy. You know who your brother is. You've been with him your whole life. You know who he is, and you know what the fuck he was gonna do. I don't like the other little implication. It's still there. It's there. It shows how we put against one another for warfare. Now, Lolly was smart enough, and Romello was smart enough to team up, and they could have took all that shit up over. No Italian shit, none of that shit.
Yeah, I can appreciate that because you know what's worse? One brother doing something else, and the other man. Oh my god. Oh, yeah, it be like that sometimes.
They didn't start no war with each other. Them two. I mean, you know how they could have put that shit out. Yeah, they didn't do that.
You have one that's invested in the system, and the other one
right.
isn't.
Like Jason Lyric, they didn't do it either. Mm-hmm. That's why I appreciate it. When we start talking about retaliation, like, Blue Hill Avenue was the same thing. That's Boston. Murderous ass Boston. Like, it didn't go that way either.
Your allegiance is to your people. That's how you stay. That's how you survive. People say, "Oh, it's not about survive." Yeah, it's about survival. Yes, survival is the right word.
Don't come here Wednesday if you ain't talking about survival.
Survival is the correct word. People will argue with me saying, "What do you mean survive? What do you mean it's not survive?" That's what you do every day when you wake up in the morning. You're going to live another day, try to survive. Especially if you're a black man, you should know this already. You should know that already. To deny that, it makes no sense. It means that you're out of touch with yourself. It's weird to me how you don't understand. It's about your survival, a threat to your survival. What was that definition I said yesterday? To your culture, your economics, and to your racial identity. Okay? Those are threats to your survival. Right? Yeah.
That's right.
And that is the issue with these universities all over the world. They're not trying to deal with other cultures. Okay, that's not trying to do it. I just read two journals that started off with the same type of thing. Two sides of the spectrum. You got Egypt and then you have South Africa. That was just only two I did. I could do more. And get the same type of thing. So culture means everything. Cultural identity, racial identity means everything. And for people who say it don't, how can people come out of their mouth and say it don't matter? It don't. When you say it don't matter, then you're saying everything else matters. So you're not worried about your survival. So somebody can just come and wipe you away, and you'll be okay with that. That's sad.
Yeah. Now we gonna tell them. That in front. We tell them like this, yo. I'm an African. I'm a African. I'm an African. I'm a African. Yeah, y'all like that? No more. This man's mind is open. I'm an African. I'm a African. I'm an African. I'm a African. Let's get back to the gritty
best developed by recognizing the common enemy.
I'm gonna ask the question. Did you hear that play the first time? Because you hit the button again, it's gonna play a second time. Did you hear it? Did you hear it that time?
It was cutting up over here. Did it play straight over
Oh,
there?
yeah, it was perfect. I don't know what's going on your side, but yeah, it comes through perfect all the time. Yeah, Sugar Hill ain't for everybody. I don't know if people want to hear a breakdown or want to even of that movie because it's too black. It's too strong. It's too black, too strong. It is. It's talking about turf.
Like that, right
Turf
there.
is a
Too light,
turf
too
is
strong.
yeah, turf is right. Turf is a beautiful word. The definition is beautiful. It's not just, you know, grass. It's a beautiful word to describe what we're talking about. So, yeah. He said he's sick and tired of these people in his community. This is what he said.
That's right.
But Lolly said, yeah, I know I started a war, and what? And what? So what? Yep. You know, I was listening to you God today. Why he sound like me
You
too?
got
I said he sound like me too. Like he's so New York. Like it's terrible. I listen for the accent now. I know exactly how we sound. It does sound weird. It does. It does.
does it?
Jay-Z got it too. Yeah, like I've been listening like, wait a minute. And this is why and I mean it's no look, it's no coincidence that we play a lot of Italians in our music, you know, and we like Italian flicks or whatever because it's, you know, we're from where they're from. So and we sound like them and you know, it's weird though. It's weird. I wish we didn't, but it's weird. It's a weird thing and I get it. But that's what it is. I was listening to you guys today and his accent is crazy. Because I didn't think we had an accent. Like seriously, they was like, "Oh, you have a New York accent." Like, I knew you were from New York. Like, how you know that? You know, how do you know that? And if we didn't know what you look like, knowledgeable, now we would think you were Italian. We would think you were one of those goons that put you don't want to take care of the hits. That's what you sound like.
Yeah, I am one of those.
You sound just like one of them. If we didn't know what
I'm
you
one of
looked
those
like and you were
fucking
talking,
Africans.
and if you were talking, we would know that you was from New York, New Jersey, somewhere, a soprano or something. But then we all sound like that, so it's not.
I'm an Africano. That's where I'm from. I'm an Africano. That's my family. The pause on this guy to be talking about my family, Africano.
And then I was wondering, like, why do people from Missouri and Chicago sound like country people? They sound like they're from down south. Like it's weird to me. Like, but y'all all the way up there. Like, how do y'all sound? You know, southern. I don't know. How does Snoop Dogg sound southern? You know, they sound southern to me. How is that possible, right? And how do we sound so different than everybody else? It's weird.
All the pollution from the Hudson River.
It's weird. It's weird. Yeah, I was listening to you guys today. I was like, oh my goodness, he sounds ugh. He sound like Knowledge in them. Method Man got it bad, real bad. But I'm not gonna say that because they all sound that way. Even Raekwon the Chef, it's like, I've been listening for it. Like, I've been listening for an accent. Like, we do have one, and they have one too. Everybody else has one too. But for some reason, ours is like, nobody likes it. And I think that's why my Spanish is on point, because of the accent. So there you go. I'm gonna try to learn some some. I'm really not sure. I haven't picked one yet. One of those hard languages to learn, which will be like an African type of language. I feel like those. Oh my gosh, that and what's that one called? The Cantonese. I tried that one. I said, oh no, I give up. And then I was talking to like some Nigerians I know, and it was like, it's going to be too hard for you. And I'm like, okay, all right. Well, I probably I shouldn't even try to touch that. So maybe Swahili, that's a popular one, and
Yeah,
that
that would be
seems
good.
easy to learn. Yeah. So I
Yeah,
said, maybe I'll try that one, I'll learn that one next. So yeah.
yeah. You mean
Yeah.
nakupenda?
Yeah. Yeah. I refuse to learn Italian and Portuguese. I refuse. I refuse. I just needed to know Spanish so I can know what they're talking about when they're around me because I can't stand it. So I was like, all right, I need to learn it. So that's what I do. I learn it. And man, let me tell you, they talk so bad about me and other black people. It's not even funny. It's like, I'm like, wait, damn, we on y'all mind like that? That's a beautiful thing. Yeah. So that is what they do. But I refuse to learn any other like. Ugh. So I said, let me try another. Let me try Cantonese. Let me try Vietnamese. Let me try that. And then a lot of people are going after that Japanese. So I'm like, I'm not ever going to Japan. I'm never going to um uh any of those. I don't even want to one of those Charlie countries. Um. So
Like then Charlie.
because I don't trust the food. I refuse. It's nasty over there, and I'm not being mean or anything. Like people be like, "Oh, I
Yes,
traveled the
you are.
world. I went here. I went there." I'm being mean. I went here. I went there. I said, "Did you
Accept
eat
it.
there?" Huh?
Accept it.
Accept it. I
Like,
and they
nah,
bragging. They
actually, I
been
saw
here.
the McDonald's. I went to the McDonald's.
Yeah, but I
I
said,
went
"Did
right to
y'all
the
eat there?
McDonald's.
Don't eat in that country. It's nasty." You know.
I went to
I'm a
the
world child.
McDonald's.
Let me tell you something. I don't care who get mad at me. Them Asian countries, they nasty. They don't have no code of health, nothing. Okay, I wouldn't eat over there. You can't catch me in them countries. Nope, never. Everybody I
Why
know
not?
who went to Egypt got sick, came back sick because they ate something
Really?
shady. Yes, because they ate something shady. Okay,
No.
yeah.
No. I went to Egypt and I didn't get sick. So what does that
What
make me?
did, yeah, what did you eat? What did you eat? Was it shady food? What was it? Was it street
No,
food?
I didn't.
That's you
I
never
didn't get
eat
sick.
street food. Okay,
I never got
you ate
sick.
street food.
I
Did you
ate
eat
all kind
street
of
food?
food. Yes, I ate
What?
street food. I ate
Oh
street food.
gosh. Oh my goodness. Really? That's gross. Well, I'm glad you didn't get sick.
Yeah.
You probably got a strong stomach, and yeah,
No, they
don't
was
eat
just
off the
probably.
street. Okay,
I
people
mean, you
ain't
don't
going.
have to eat nothing. You don't have to eat nothing to get sick. It's a different environment. It's a desert environment. Like it changes. You don't have to eat nothing.
Look,
You could just you can drink water over there and get sick.
the only thing that I drank South Korea was alcohol. That was it. 100 drinks, 75 drinks for $25. That was it. No food, because I know better. You don't eat in those countries. Everybody know that.
Hey, you might, you quicker to get some dog or some cat or whatever the fuck it is over there, right over there.
Anything,
Yeah,
anything is nasty. I mean, it is. It's just
anything.
nasty. Check their kitchens. It's nasty. Now, if you're in a country and you are higher end places, you have to be at a higher end place where there's cleanliness and expectations, where people with lots of money spending. But that's where you want to eat. But most of the time, when you're on vacation, you're just a tourist. You're not eating at those places. You're eating dog food on the street. I won't do it. Nope, I've never done it. Nope. I do not want food poisoning. I had that once. Never again. And that's just been my experience. The people who I've known, everybody I know who gone to Egypt came back sick. I know
I done
that.
ate
You know,
some Taco Bell and that shit made me sick. You see what I'm saying? Like
yeah, that too. We
it's
shouldn't be eating Taco Bell.
certain places
We shouldn't be eating
I
that.
go they know. I guess they spread the word like, nah, don't fuck with him. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, no. They give me some other shit.
No, I'm talking about other countries. Like if you go to, like, I know somebody who went to India and stuff. They're
Yeah, I mean,
boasting about eating on
yeah.
the
I've been
street.
to a bunch of
You don't eat off
yeah.
the street over there.
You
You
gotta
just
lose.
don't. Like, and
You
they
gotta use a
boasting that
little
they did. I said that's
intuition.
nasty.
You gotta use a little intuition. You know what I'm saying? You roll up to a cat, he missing like 5 teeth and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, that's a wrap. You ain't fucking
Not even
around
that, but
with
those
it.
are poor countries. Those are poor countries, and they don't have water like that, and they don't have the sanitary means, and so they're on the street all day, and food is exposed, and it's a lot of it, and it's just
Hey,
not clean, and you are
it
going
is
to
what
get
it
sick.
is. It is what it is. So what you gonna do? You just gonna drink water over there? What you gonna do over there? Nothing.
Look, I don't go over there. I told you, South Korea, man. I told you, Romania, only alcohol. That's it. That's it. If Sicily was on base, okay. So just saying, I don't eat off. No, no sir, no sir,
No sir. No sir.
no. I told you. I told you. I'm not into Europe like that. I'm not a European. Like I'm telling you, I I was like, no, I will not take an assignment over there. I will not. Nope. Romania to go see some friends that I known in my young days from playing online games. And I happened to know them, went to go visit, and that was it. That was Romania. I don't hang out in Europe. Like, that's not. Mm-mm. You had different experience, right? It
Yep.
was all up in Europe. Okay. Yep. It's a place. You know what? It reminds me of it reminds me of a place where vampires live. That's Europe right there.
Oh yeah, that's
And
100.
and gargoyle and gargoyles. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's what that looked like. And it creeps me out. I can't do it.
I had a
Everything.
bunch of situations of Mortal Kombat in those places, so that's what I was there. I wasn't there for nothing else but Mortal Kombat.
And it's a lot of ignorant people on the
So that's
streets
why
too.
these situations. Yeah, that's why these situations is not theory. You know, you got a lot of people running around with a lot of theory from books and all this old shit. Like, nah. Like I done broke crackers' jaws and their arms and
On the street,
legs
right?
on the street like nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Yes,
it's like it's a
yes.
close quarter engagement. Ain't nothing with it. Like, there's no fret. I didn't choke slam them, body slam them, smack the shit out of them. Like nothing. Like it meant nothing. You see what I'm saying? So,
But they like to fight, though.
That's what they think.
They like to fight.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
normally
like
it's a
that.
situation to where it's like, yeah, it's a fight. You see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
But when you in there and you knock somebody like halfway across the room, all of a sudden they don't want to fight no more. The people that's with them, because they get deep. Russians, Turks, all of them, they get deep on you. They get rich. Especially some fucking Turks and some Russians. Yeah, they get fucking deep on you. 30, 40, 50, 100 deep. Like, yeah. And then the people that's with you all of a sudden, they're not tough no more. Like all of the toughness kind of leaves them. But when I'm telling you, it's like 250, 300-pound dude. Like you punched them in the face, like you punched through their face. And all of a sudden, nobody's tough. They're not. You see what I'm saying? Like it's beautiful. I love it. Like the soul falls out of them. Beautiful. It's a beautiful situation. I've seen it with Arabs. I've seen it with Turks. I've seen it with Gypsies. I've seen it with Russians. I've seen it. Only people I ain't seen it with is with Africans. You fight an African, you're going to fight an African for the rest of your life. Haitian, you're going to fight him for the rest of your life. With Trinidadian, Jamaican, whatever. I don't know what you're going to do. Whatever you plan to do, they're going to fight you until they win. So, you know, I've been in those situations. You see what I'm saying? And it is what it is. And that was like my army, though. I rode with them. You know, I rode with them. I rode with Africans, and I rode with Turks, too. Because Turks will stab people and kill them for you. You know, like I don't even think about it. So, you know, it's different situations. That shit was crazy. But it was fun. But, you know.
Let me see. I only
Africans
stepped
was my family overseas.
Romania, Albania, Italy, Sicily, coast of Spain, because they at war all the time. Wasn't going in there, and that was all for me. That's all of Europe. That was it for me. Nothing more. No. Yeah. Bunch of vampire. It looks like vampires live there. I can't. And gargoyles and and dragons.
Yeah, they do. You'll see them. You'll see them. You will see them.
I'm like, oh my God. The streets ain't safe after a certain time either. Like people, that's the misconception. Like if you like in the tourist area, yeah, but no, look, nobody wants to go to Europe. Europe sucks. And the weather is bad. You know?
I was in the Netherlands.
Oh God.
I was in Denmark. I was in.
It's a lot of Africans in the
Italy.
Netherlands.
I was in Italy. I was in Greece. I was in it's Africans everywhere. Everywhere you go, you're gonna find some Africans, and you're gonna roll like. But if you out there,
the Dutch part, yeah,
they're there. And them folks from Suriname and all that, like they're all through there. They're all through there.
Cameroon, a lot of Cameroonians in Netherlands.
Yeah, Cameroonians. Yeah. We squad up everywhere. You see what I'm saying? Like you all it takes is one or two people. One or two people, it changed the landscape for everybody. Like I met some.
I don't know how they do it.
So I met some gangsters from Suriname over there. Some gangsters from Cameroon. You understand what I'm saying? Like some, you know, like all that. Like not like in the way where people be trying to portray gangster, like mob figures. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like all that. All that shit. That's crazy. It was wild. It was a good time though. And, you know, engaged in some Mortal Kombat. Ain't no different than coming any place. There's no different than coming any place else. One thing you know about our people, no matter where you find them, they're gonna get busy. They're somewhere getting busy. You see what I'm saying? Whatever it is, they might got 2 or 3 jobs, whatever it is, nothing is stopping. So it's and these places outside of America, America too, it's just kind of low with it. The underworld takes care of the overworld. Any of the people that you see looking a certain kind of way, they're out there, they're doing business and all that shit. Their underworld supplies them with business. They go to their underworld for a loan. You see what I'm saying? So when the doors get closed on you and you can't come in, blah, blah, blah. Most of them family systems, the underworld take care of all of it. And they have a duty and responsibility to pay their tributary back to the underworld. So, like, the Italians was the only place to kind of put that out there, like in a movie kind of setting. Protection money. Everybody pay fucking protection money. Everybody. You from another place, you got a mafia.
Yeah, but I tell you, right? You have to pay.
Yeah.
Money.
Like,
you it's in the Caribbean too. In the Caribbean too.
Yeah. We over here playing like we ain't got no mafia. We don't got none of that. Well, we don't deal with any of that.
Do.
Like the religious sector. The religious sector is the biggest place where it go down. That's why everybody a good Catholic or a good Roman Catholic. We was just talking about that shit yesterday. A fucking king had to go to the Anglican church so he could get a fucking divorce. A king.
He wasn't dealing with his culture. He wanted nothing to do with it.
Right. So over there in the UK, been to the UK, been to France, over there, Euro Disney and all that old bullshit. Like, I went to all of the little shit. Like,
never been.
You ain't missing nothing. You good.
I know. I know that.
Been to the Arab world, been to the African world. Been.
You ain't been to the ratchet countries, right? You haven't been to the You haven't been to Austria. You haven't been to the Czech Republic, have you? Have you been to?
Yeah, I've been to Austria and hell yeah, I've been to all those places. Yeah,
those
Ukraine.
Ratchet countries.
Yeah. Not all of the Eastern European countries, but a lot of them. Poland, all that shit. Like,
I will not go to Poland. You get robbed. You probably end up a POW and there's no war going on over there. I don't know. I wouldn't do Poland.
A cultural universal that I found every place that I've been is they know who to fuck with. And they want the least amount of resistance for all of their ferociousness. They could come at you real ferocious because they know that you pussy, you a sucker. And they know who to run up on. And they know who not to run up on. And something translated in the air, and they got the transmission like, nah, don't fuck with this motherfucker. And then you fuck with it, they was like, I've been with Russian mafia. I've been with, you understand what I'm saying? Like, sitting around, it was like, we knew something, we knew. Like, anybody else, those guys, like, they were pointing at motherfuckers that was with me. Those guys, we pussy. You see what I'm saying? Like, this the language that those guys, we fight. Those guys, we smack up. They girls, whatever, we take. You see what I'm saying? You, like, they pointed at me and a couple other people, like you and these other guys right here. No. Too much hassle, too much trouble. You see what I'm saying? Like, so for what they wanted to accomplish, because they could have killed us. But for what they wanted to accomplish now. He said, these young guys, they with us, they try to prove self. Stupid. You see what I'm saying? And most of the time they're successful. Because if you fight a German, they're going to call the police, they're going to press charges, all of that shit. You fight an American, you're gonna fight an American. That's what you're gonna do. They're not calling no police. They're not doing none of that shit. Whatever. Blah 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 blah. It's on. It's on. So if they want to test themselves, they're gonna pick an American. They ain't gonna pick no German. A Turk, you're gonna fight a sea of Turks. So is it worth it? So it is what it is. So the other side of the world shows you, and it's the same shit. Like somebody see you like a sucker, they're gonna run up on you.
Yep.
Come take your shit. It don't matter.
Yeah, because you're a gringo, or you call it, you're a gringo or whatever. You looking weak over there.
Yeah, easy target. Easy target.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, well, I
Iraqis, the Afghanis, everybody had that same shit. They was like, and they know from engagements. Like
The problem
we showed them but
you showed them what?
we showed them our unit patches. They went through them. They was like,
What?
yeah, because they was like, they'd be like, they'll tell us. They'd be like, this patch. They'd be like, this patch. Oh, they run. You understand? So like they'll tell you like, oh no, they run. We showed them the top patches. It was like, oh, good, no good, blah blah blah. This. They showed them our patch. They said, hell no, no good, no good. Because when we got into them engagements, they knew what it was. Wasn't none of that extra shit. You're gonna go see whoever you go see when you fucking die. That's what that shit was. And they respect it. They ain't try us like they tried them other motherfuckers. So that kind of stuff is out there.
Oh, my name has changed.
What you about to say?
Oh, the simpler. I'm just encouraging people to do their research. That's all. When I do things like that, I'm just encourage people to do their research. Oh, I never seen that name before. Let me Google that and see.
You just now seeing that?
Yeah, because I don't have the screen up.
Your name was Israel. Israel will prevail.
No, I saw that one. I saw that.
So you missed that whole time. Huh.
No, I saw the Israel, but I didn't see. I just now seeing this one. Yeah, you shorten it up, and you couldn't take it. Okay. You couldn't take it, but I'm glad you did your research.
I knew already.
So I Googled. Oh, okay, good. I should have known. Google black superheroes. So, and Storm comes up female. So
Storm was with T'Challa. She was with the Black Panther.
I really can't see why, but maybe because he was cute.
Not that movie shit. The cartoon.
I mean the cartoon, right? Yeah, the comic book T'Challa that you said. So you saying T'Challa in the comic book was not like the one in the movie?
Definitely not.
Okay, because Storm is African, so yeah.
Yes. From
Africa. Oh, yes. So that would make sense.
Yes.
Even though Halle Berry played they should have had someone else. But I digress. But who could have played Storm? Oh, you know who could have played? Garcelle Beauvais could have played a really good Storm.
Yeah.
Maybe she didn't try out for it. She would have played a very good Storm. Her skin tone goes with the gray hair and everything. The white hair, the gray white hair. Yeah. Oh well. Or it could have been Angela Bassett, because back then she was young looking, so she could have done it too, and she looked like the comic. I don't know who else who would want to play those. I wonder if our black actresses in Hollywood, if they ever tried out for a superhero type movie. I would like to hear their experiences, the type of roles they tried out for and didn't get. That would be interesting to know.
That's why I love the interview.
And some host I don't want to name had Mrs. Parker, the lady who played Mrs. Parker on his show, interviewing her. She's still cute. She older, but she's still cute. Miss Parker. Bernie. Oh Lord, that's what he said. He said, he went across the street. Miss Parker. It was like, damn, Miss Parker. No, she look good. She doing it on purpose. She know we looking. That's what he said. That's what Craig said. Craig was always serious. He had no sense of humor. None. He always mean mugging somebody. He had a mean mug the whole time, except when he was talking to the girl he liked. What was her name?
Nia Long?
I know Nia Long. I forgot. Yeah, Nia Long, but her name in the movie I forgot for some reason. I forgot her name in the movie, but yeah, the only time he got rid of that frown was when she came around. That was it.
Was it Debbie?
Yes, it was Debbie. There you go. Yep, it was Debbie. Yep, it was
because Felicia was her sister. Felicia was
right.
her sister.
Felicia was.
Felicia fucking
Right. Yep, that's what he said.
And she was a comedian. What's her name? Felicia. The one who played Felicia. She was a comedian. I saw her on Def Jam. I remember back in the day. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of
Yeah,
other movie she was in. I can't remember if she was in anything else that I can remember.
I was listening to Who Kid interview Cameron, and Cameron told the story of how he got his deal. You know how he got his deal?
How?
Biggie.
Oh.
He said he went to Biggie's house and said Biggie had two women with him. He had a cast on his leg. You remember he got in an accident with Lil C's.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he put all of these beats on. He was doing his album or whatever. And he said Cam said he rapped on all of those beats like 10 minutes, 15 minutes every time he put a beat on. And that's how he got his deal. But Big had died, and he said he had went to honor somebody like that, either Ana Rivera or somebody like that, and that's how he got his deal because Big wanted him there. He said Junior Mafia and them wasn't doing it. They was lazy. They wasn't writing no more. Wasn't nobody doing shit. Blah 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 blah. So it's just amazing, certain shit that you hear.
Oh my gosh, look at my name now.
What's your name now? Uh-oh.
Mine's playing tricks on me?
Okay. Ghetto boys? You got your ghetto boys going on?
Ghetto boys? Yeah, I was about to say, like, why? That's not a song?
This year, Halloween fell on the weekend.
Oh my God, I was listening to One of the guys in the group, not Scarface, but the other one. They hated Bushwick Bill. They hated each other or something. Like they were in a group together but hated each other. Like, how does that work, right? They used to fight all the time, and I'm like, he would like, why would the stories are interesting about that group. Very dysfunctional.
Always.
I remember when people were saying Scarface was the best rapper ever. I remember when people were saying that. I was like, what? Okay. I understand why you would say that. He had that song with Jay-Z. People say he killed Jay-Z in his own, on his own album. I
He
don't
did.
know about that. I don't know
Oh, which
about
one?
that.
It Can't Be Light?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Wasn't that on the Dynasty?
Yes. Look, I was waiting for you to say it
Finally
long
got it right. Finally got something right. Finally got the album right.
Walking
I have
in the
all the
studio
Jay-Z
to do
CDs.
the jig. I got a phone call from one of my niggas.
So you agree that he killed Jay-Z on his own album?
He destroyed him on that song. Like anybody else that was in there, like I don't know why. So it was Scarface. It was Scarface. My ranking order was Scarface, Beanie, and Jay. Jay was like in last place.
Yes, Beanie did well on that album. Yes. He made all the songs good on that album. There was no song on there that wasn't good though. In my opinion. I think isn't R. Kelly on
Yeah.
not
No.
what's it
No,
called?
that's on Life in Times a Strong Quarter, Volume 3.
Okay, all right. So but he do have a song on the Dynasty, right? No? I got it wrong?
Mm-mm. Yeah.
It's on the
That was a
Dynasty, right?
compilation.
Oh,
No,
okay.
that was
Okay.
Life in Times a Strong Quarter, Volume 3. Because that joint, Do It Again, was
Oh,
on there and
okay.
all that. It's Been a Murder.
Yeah, Emil was on the Dynasty, yes. I'm for some. Okay, all right. So I got it wrong. I got that wrong. Okay. I can't believe I got it right finally. I like that song on the Dynasty. The one when of course I don't know what it's called. I just know the song and I know the lyrics. When they on the telephone. What's it called? I can't remember what it's called, but they on the telephone. Yes, that one. That's my favorite song on that album. Yes. And BB had the best part on that song. What's your favorite song on that album?
Holla.
Who?
Yeah, you don't know nothing about that. That's Murph Bleak joint right there.
Who? What? How it go?
You're not going to remember.
Oh my God. Let me go check that.